G'day, welcome to the Joinery Business Podcast. Once again, my name is Bruce, and I'm here to talk to you about how to improve your joinery or cabinet making business. This episode is a carry-on from our pulses, and there's 3 pulses in business, and I'm here to talk to you about the first pulse that you should be monitoring and assessing in your business. If you listen to the previous episode, I talked about how it's important to measure your business pulse, just exactly like it's important to measure your own heart pulse. You know, you go to the doctor and you say, I'm not feeling well. The first thing they do is they do your blood pressure and they actually measure your heartbeat. There can't be anything more critical than a heart attack. So if you're having a bad, irregular heartbeat as a human, that is actually nothing else matters. That's the first thing they have to fix. So in business, it's the same thing. So in this series, I'm talking about the heartbeat or the heartbeats of your business. Your business actually has 3 heartbeats or 3 pulses that we're going to be monitoring. And the 3 pulses are your improvement pulse, your production pulse, and your money pulse. So today I'm just going to talk to you briefly about the improvement pulse.
The Joinery Business Podcast is sponsored by MaxCut Software. MaxCut is a small software business focusing on the cabinetry industry. Their main purpose and goal is to empower cabinet makers to estimate, cut, and complete cutless jobs more efficiently and easily without breaking the bank. Visit the MaxCut Software website linked in our description to try the free community edition of MaxCut Software to see what MaxCut can do for you.
Now, if you follow me at all, you'll have heard me say over whatever period of time, sporting teams who want to get better at what they do, they want to win games. We often talk about business. We want to win the game in business. It's kind of the same conversation. Now, if you look at a sporting team, they have probably 90% of all their time in the sport that they're in spent practicing that sport. That's what a sporting team would do to win the game. And maybe 10% of their time is actually playing the game. Yet in business, when I have conversations around business owners and teams, and I ask them about how much time do you actually have carved out of your schedule to improve the business? This is not time where you're saying, yeah, we'll get to it when we can. We're planning to do that at some point. Those sort of conversations. That is not planning continuous improvement. That's just saying, yeah, we need to do it, but it's not as important as production. So we know that over the course of businesses, what has happened with most businesses is they haven't made the improvement in the business as important as production going out the door. So then all of those improvement projects have just completely stopped because everybody's busy and now production is more important, which means that we've got to think about going faster, and going faster means we make more mistakes. Now, the only thing we have time for now, literally the only thing most businesses have time for, is making the work and making mistakes and then fixing the mistakes and getting the work out and getting paid and then hitting Groundhog Day again and doing that over and over and over again. So you have 100% control over what you put on your schedule. You can put anything you want in your schedule. You could put on your schedule, we don't work on Fridays if you chose to. 100% within your capabilities and your control to do that. Everybody makes choices as to what they do in the time that they have. Nobody can get more time because you cannot produce time. But we often hear people saying, I just need to get more time, believing that somehow someone's going to give them time. The point I'm making is that in the time that you have, which is the same time as everybody in the face of the planet, you can choose to do different things in that time that will get you different results. Now, business owners and their teams, hopefully, will say, we want to have better results in business. We want to make less mistakes. We want to make more money. We want to get the work to go out the door on time. Most people would say that. Yet most businesses have literally zero time, actually on their schedule that has as much importance as the work itself. So how can we then honestly think that anything is going to improve in business if we're never scheduling improvements? So the pulse of improvements is critically important. For example, the pulse of improvements could be every second Thursday between 3 and 4 o'clock, or every second Thursday between 3 and 3:30. Whatever the pulse that you decide to put on your schedule is, that's your choice. But you can choose to do that. And you can also choose to make it regular, and you can choose to make it not negotiable. Therefore, your team in the factory will know that they're authorized to be doing that, and they're not authorized to be doing the work. And you as a business owner or even your management team can ensure that that actually happens. So that's the only way the improvement pulse in a business is actually going to become regular. Further to that, the senior team needs to be on the same page. So everybody in the business needs to be carving time out of their schedule to make the business better. Continuous improvement is not continuous change. So So a lot of people confuse continuously changing, which is not a good thing, with continuously improving. Continuous improvement just simply means we're always looking at what we're doing and finding ways to do it better. Constantly changing means we're just changing things, and maybe it's not better. Maybe we're changing things for the worse. So continuous improvement in the way that it's done properly is looking at how you're doing things now and looking at a better way of doing it, and then scheduling that in to get it done. So the first heartbeat or the first pulse in your business that is critical to your success is your pulse of improvements. Because if you're not getting better, you're not staying the same, you're actually getting worse. You might think that if you just keep doing something the same way and you're reasonably successful in business right now, you'll be okay 2 or 3 or 5 years from now. I'm sorry, that's just not the way it works. If you're not getting better, you are getting worse because people around you are getting better and you're going to be left behind. That's the hard and cold reality of it. So this pulse that is the first of the 3 pulses is about the fact that you need to have carved into your schedule ways of getting better. It's not good enough to say we've got time carved out of our schedule to get better, though. You have to know how to get better. And that means that you need to probably bring in some outside help to teach you how to get to that level that you're not getting to right now. It is true that there's a danger in this. If you do carve time out of your schedule and use that time to get better and you don't get better, then your team is probably going to go, well, this is a waste of time. Let's stop doing it. That would be bad. So we need to make sure that first and foremost, you've got the knowledge and the ability and the skill to actually elevate things. And that's probably going to mean bringing in some outside help. The fact is, if you knew how to do that, you'd be doing it right now. So outside help or knowledge that you don't have right now is something that's critical for your business so that you can actually be getting better. And that pulse of getting better is critical to your business success. So that's the message from this quick little podcast. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about this, jump onto our YouTube channel, or you can reach out to me, thejoinerycoach.com, book a chat, and we can have a quick conversation, and maybe we can get you over a hurdle or two in a conversation. All right. Have a great day. Cheers.